Alright, another day strikes. Let's get this work. I've finally done it. I have finally, after 2 months, have been able to achieve the 5-minute plank challenge unbroken. I have finally been able to do this. I start the session off with some yoga from the YouTube video that I got from Yoga with Cassandra, I think the YouTube name is called, by typing up yoga stretch in Google, and that was one of the top videos that came up. The reason why you just saw me shimmy there and look at the camera like that is because to me it looks like my shoulders, even when looking at them now, it looks like my shoulders are starting to get bigger from the front, at least. I noticed even not from this clip, but when I was putting my hands on the floor, I noticed that I was looking more muscular as I was doing the exercises. So that's something interesting to pay attention to and to look out for, because it looks like my muscles are actually growing, because my shoulders aren't looking flat. They're not looking flat anymore. Imagine that. Because I'm changing as a person, now my physique is changing, and my thoughts about my physique are also having to change, because I'm having to update myself, or should I say, I'm naturally updating myself without prompt. That's what's truthfully happening, actually, because I looked at this footage right here when I had my hands on the floor. It hasn't come yet, but it will do. And I saw that I was looking more muscular. I noticed my arms looking more muscular, but I didn't notice my shoulders were looking more round from the front until recording this now, this being the voiceover. I've made timestamps of each part of the video, so I remember which parts to leave out. I want to show my successful attempt this time at achieving the 5-minute plank challenge in what I called at the time, when initially thinking about it, in all of its glory. This is the very first time that I've been able to do it. So it's only right that I do this to be able to show how far I've come over the space of 2 months. Granted, I didn't do it with proper form, however, I'm moving on with that aim. So it's not like I don't have it in mind. And that, in fact, is something that I'm actually going to talk about now if I haven't done it already. This successful attempt, reminded me of something that Ivan Juric said during one of his Squat Everyday videos, and that is, once he's achieved his milestones, he says that he just moves on. Now, this just went through one ear and out of the other when I initially watched it, and through all of the times I have watched it, because that didn't apply to me. But now it does. Through achieving this challenge, through being able to do it unbroken, albeit not with proper form, but unbroken. And with that in mind, I've now undergone another mindset change. Now, going back to the yoga that you're seeing right now, I'm actually going to talk about something that I was going to mention later, but I'm going to do it now as I've remembered it. As I saw my vest lift up and my stomach showed, I thought, that is so not sexy. That is so unattractive. I was laughing at it as I was making the first voiceover of me saying that. But I believe it's true, man. I certainly would be in a position where a girl would date me if I had a stomach like that. But honestly, I don't like seeing that, and I didn't like seeing that. So with that in mind, I'm going to do what it takes so that changes. Not only am I going to, but I am, through these yoga exercises and the actual main exercises. You may think, oh, yoga's not that important. But for me, it's what allows me to improve my flexibility, so it is a part of it. I'm not going to go around at 20 years old limping everywhere because my hamstrings are that tight. Flexibility is an absolutely important part of exercise that must be considered. I believe this to be the case because it allows you to be pain-free, or at least live with less pain. Reason being, your hamstrings aren't tight and you're not complaining about that because they aren't. That pain isn't there to complain about. Anyway, going back to my attractiveness by looking at my belly, or aesthetics, that sort of realm, I think I absolutely already am on the pathway of becoming more sexually attractive by doing these exercises and just improving myself as a person. Although I would like to talk about this more in this part of the video as it makes sense, I'm not going to, because the 5-minute plank challenge is coming up in a few seconds. Get ready to watch this successful attempt in all of its glory, along with the live reaction that I had when experiencing this glory and this victory. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time.
What's up, guys? Jared Beckstrand here, physical therapist at home.
Oh. Shoulders feeling super sore after that, especially the left one. Right on the side here. I don't know if it's just me, but to me, my arms look more muscular than they ever have done before on camera. But I'd say, even though I did it unbroken, there are absolutely times when I didn't do it with proper form. So I do need to work on that. But I've finally done it. I've done it without stopping. I did it unbroken. Now, I need to do it unbroken with proper form. It's like, as soon as I've done it, it's like, okay, I've immediately moved on. As soon as I've done it unbroken, now the aim is to do it unbroken with proper form, because I can do it unbroken now, as this is just proven. The door opened, but that didn't stop me. Not this time. Sweating more than I thought I'd be. But I'm not gonna do any more workouts for today, because today's a light ab session, as I'm going to be lifting weights today. So no more ab workouts for today, even though I plan to do a lot of ab workouts today. I plan to do hamstring stretches, level 3, level 4, the Scott Bernhard 10 minutes workout, and then the 5-minute plank challenge that I've just done, but I'm not doing all of that today. I wrote that down, not remembering that I have a session to do. I have a gym session to go to. I have to train, and I'm thinking of doing a lot of shoulders, because I want to build my shoulders. Right now they're not looking all that defined and muscular. Hold on, let me see if I can show the back. That's the best I could do. That's the best I could do, y'all. Actually, that's not that all poor an angle. So hold on, let me. Oh. Apologies for the poor angle, but yeah, man, I've done it unbroken now, finally. So that's an improvement. But now the aim is to do it unbroken with proper form. I can now see that I've immediately moved on, and that because of that, I've actually learned something new. So you could be working towards something for so long, but then when you finally hit it, it's like, oh, I've done it. And then immediately, as you've just seen here, it's like, you just move on to something else. Immediately you move on to something else. And I've just gone and done that. I've now moved on from aiming to do it unbroken to doing it unbroken with proper form, because I've achieved that aim now. I didn't think, oh yeah, this is the time, this is it, this is when I'm gonna get it. No, I just put my thoughts aside and did it. I knew that I was gonna, I impulsively picked the 5-minute plank challenge. That was what was on my mind. So I impulsively picked that out, the exercises I wanted to do today, and I've just done it. But I didn't think, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it this time, I'm gonna complete it. No. So it seems like I've learned something new from achieving, which I would have never otherwise learned. It seems that I've now learned when you've achieved something, you actually have to take the time to appreciate what you've achieved. I've spent over 2 months trying to achieve this. I've now achieved it, and then you just saw me mentally immediately move on, even though I've been focusing on it for 2 months. You think I'd be spending like 5 minutes at least saying, yeah, I've done it. But then my raw reaction was just, now I need to do it unbroken with proper form. So yeah, it seems like I've learned something today. Take time to appreciate what you've achieved. That's the lesson that I've learned from this. Otherwise, I could already tell that could lead me, if I don't do it, if I don't take time to appreciate what I've achieved over months, and just in general, then I am putting myself in a position where I'm more likely to feel ungrateful, and to feel ungrateful for what I've done. To have the mindset of, yeah, I've done this, but I need to do this now. That way of thinking. But yeah, that's the end of me talking for my live reaction, or about my live reaction of me completing the 5-minute challenge Unbroken. So I'm gonna carry on doing. I haven't done them yet, but you're gonna carry on hearing voiceovers from now on. If you haven't already watched it, you're going to have to go back to around the 5-minute mark in order for this voiceover to make sense. So at around the 5-minute mark, I was talking about dating and the fact that I genuinely believe I'm becoming more sexually attractive due to improving as a person, going through this journey, through the exercise journey, and just the journey of life. However, what I was thinking about today, and which I want to talk about now, is like the dating sense, like the realm of dating. There you go. And more specifically about guys, seeing as I am one, that go into the dating world just to have sex with girls, really, and only using them for their body. And I think that is just so disrespectful on both sides, for both parties. Because on the one side, when it comes to the female, from the male's perspective, you're not actually taking into account the sort of person they are. And you're not looking for any sort of red or green flags, they're called. It's, I mean, I can understand why guys would do that, and maybe why girls would do that as well, because they're fiending. They're fiending to have sex. I could understand they'd fiend to have sex because they are desperate, or they have that tendency in them because they haven't worked on themselves to be able to undo that. But what I personally think is that is just so disrespectful for both parties, because on the female side, you're not actually taking into account the sort of person that she is, and that if you want to get in a relationship with her, the sort of person that she genuinely could stay. And from the male perspective, I think that's also, as a man, being disrespectful to yourself, because you're not having any filter when it comes to dating. You're not having any filter that allows you to pick the sort of girl that you actually are interested in and you actually would like to be around on a daily basis, or at least one that you can tolerate, not the fact that she just has a vagina. So that's those are the thoughts that I was having on dating, and I think maybe in that sense I've also had a mindset change, because I've never thought about it like that. Personally, when it comes to dating, I've never just thought of girls for their body, because I understand that it's healthy to judge. Let me give an example. let's say it's around 5 in the morning and you see some shady guy as you're going for a jog, which I have done, yeah, and then he comes up to you with this creepy deep voice saying, "Oh, you're going for a jog, yeah, you're going for a jog." That it would be healthy to judge that man as someone that could be a threat and not someone that has the intentions of being your friend, that talks bad about you behind your back. Why would you want a friend that not only does that but insults you to your face? Why would you want that sort of disrespect? As with the sort of person I am, I know I wouldn't take it. Why should I allow myself to be put in a position where people are feeling so low in their own lives that they're trying to tear me down? And with this sort of thinking in mind, you could also do the inverse. I absolutely would want to be with a friend that not only respects me, but respects themselves and has ambitions, has something to aim for, has something that they're doing that they truly love. Yeah, I want a friend that's like that. And if I judge someone and I see that in them, then my judgment could have certainly been healthy, could have been the right decision to make them my friend and to have them as my friend. If I'm seeing that and I'm seeing them put in the work and I'm seeing them improve, I'm seeing them grow, not only as a person mentally and physically, in every other aspect of their life, but if it's through YouTube, for example, you're seeing their channel grow as well. Why wouldn't you want a friend like that? But you can only get this when you judge. You can only get this sort of understanding as to whether you like or dislike or feel indifferent towards someone when you judge people. I think people automatically, including myself, do this anyway, and it's healthy because it allows you to assess danger. It allows you to assess the sort of person that you're dealing with, really. So with that in mind, I think it actually is healthy to judge people. Now, going back to the point of dating, I think being able to judge someone with what you'd consider red flags and green flags will allow you to pick the sort of person that you're interested in, instead of having absolutely no filter and just basically settling. To me, now that I think about it, simply wanting to get with a girl only just to have sex with her is settling. Because if you're only just thinking about that, then you don't have a filter. It's just that, and every female has a vagina. Every female does, basically. Yeah, there may be the odd case that don't somehow. Not that that's funny and that I'm laughing at them, but I don't know how that's possible, really. But yeah, biology. But anyway, yeah, like excluding those odd rarities that are basically infinitesimally small in amount, every female does. So only thinking about their body and having sex with them is just settling, because you're not actually taking into account the sort of person that she is and that she maybe could be in the future, or the personality that she'll stay having because she's not interested in growing as a person. There are so many topics that I want to talk about today. So I'm actually going to... I think I'll stop this one here for now, and then I'll make another video about everything else that I want to talk about. But that's it. That's the end of the video. I'm not sure if my perspective with all of the voiceovers actually made sense. But if it does, then it does. That's great. But when it comes to views of dating and everything else in life, as I grow as a person, they will also grow and they will also develop. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.